And hello YouTube as well. I call myself Zondagskind and I like to play Civilization 6. We will be doing that with Kongo, and to be precise with Nzinga Mbande, because I feel like going for a religion victory. On a standard map against 7 random opponents, 13 city-states instead of the standard 12, disaster intensity 4. On a Pangaea map with a wet rainfall setting, and with the Secret Societies mode and the Tech and Civic Shuffles mode. Apart from that, everything is standard. We're going to look at 5 spawns, analyze them, and then decide which one we like best. Let's go.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement. From December 15th to December 17th, it is time for the 2023 edition of the CivGive. 30 content creators will participate, and we ask you to come watch us play Civilization 6 live. We hope to raise $50,000 for Gamers Outreach, a charity that provides access to video games for patients in children's hospitals. If you want to know more about the event, there's more info at thecivshow.com/civgive2023. There's also a link directly to a donation screen in the description. Make sure to tune in from December 15th to 17th. Now back to the program.
Okay, spawn number 1. So what is there to like about this spawn? I like the sugar. You could settle on that for a 3-1 start. Sadly, there's no really good tiles. Like, we're looking for 4-yield tiles in the first ring. There, I guess the best place to actually settle is over here, because at least you spawn with the sugar and the woods in your first ring. But then, I really like a plantation resource like this that I want to work very early. Like, it becomes better if there's a farm resource nearby so I can boost irrigation. Otherwise, there is like a penalty to plantation resources that, frankly, I may not have adequately accounted for in the luxury tier list I made. Flat stone is not very exciting. One of these would surely be a campus. Probably this one, because it also has 2 rainforests. A lot of rainforest, but that is to be expected because we set the map to wet rainfall. I'm very unexcited about jade. So this is not great, frankly. Desert here, only really interesting if we could get to desert folklore, in my opinion. I don't think you're going for pyramids on a religion game. So, I'm not a huge fan of this, but we did save it up, and we will go for the second save. So this is the second spawn, and this is a lot more exciting. If you saw my luxury tier list, you know I'm very excited about seeing Coco. I mean, look at those 2-2-3 tiles. This is a much more exciting stone tile, although because it's hills, I would probably want to chop it at some point, but it's a good tile to work early on. This is where a decent campus could go. At least there is a holy site spot here, even though it's only a +2. But this is a very strong start, at least in terms of initial yields. I think if I have to move my warrior anyway, I'll do it this way. Yeah, especially for a map where I did not set it to New World Age. This is a very exciting set of hills in the start. And this could also definitely work as a science game, I think, like my first impression. Even though I would prefer this game to be a religion game. But yeah, this is really strong, and any other more reefs, any other spawn will have to work very hard to top this, I think. So on to number 3. Okay, start number 3, and this has a lot of good qualities as well. Olives and spices are definitely luxuries that are good to spawn next to, especially spices. Like, I can settle onto these rainforests maybe and be very happy with the tile I'm working. I could also go onto the olives and be content that I will probably grow into those spices very early for a lot of food. Plus I will start with the luxury in my capital. People are commenting that the river seems long, which means you have good chances to settle multiple cities. I kind of want to see, because it looks like this mountain ridge is like continuing over here. Kind of. Okay, I will do like the second turn just to see the ivory as well. Ivory and spices. Like, the only thing that I'm kind of upset over... Well, one thing is that in actuality for Congo, for Nzinga Mbande, finding other continents early, I would say, is not per se a... well, I mean, it's not bad. Do you get a penalty? You do get a penalty on another continent, so... Depending on how much you're forced to settle onto that other continent, it might not be what you're looking for. And the other thing is that I want to do a religion game, and I do not see a place where I can, without getting to bronze working, put a good holy site. And that is a little concerning, especially because we're playing with Tech and Civic Shuffle mode. So I have to find astrology, which is probably not where I expect it to be, and I have to find bronze working, which is probably not where I expect it to be. So, specifically because of Tech and Civic Shuffle mode, and specifically because I want to do a religion game and not a science or domination game, I disagree with this on Ayana in chat, who says that this is the start, and I still stick with it being the second spawn. Probably just in terms of quality, this is better. I just feel a little less secure about getting a religion. With this one. I feel more confident with the second one. Okay, we're at the fourth one now, and no, trust me guys, this is the one. We definitely want those flat floodplains on Disaster Setting 4. And the volcano as well. Like, I don't know, will we ever even get to 2 pop? Will we ever even be able to get a settler? What's good about this is the deer. The 2-2 you spawn next to, and I mean, the upside is that the yields probably... Like, probably if you play this one out and you went to turn 1, like even just 100, I think, yields on this one are going to go insane. Sadly, I think that would be a bit of an ordeal. We can just move around like we did on the other ones as well. Citrus, sugar. So, you're definitely going to feed your people, but not much else. So you're going to have the food to replace the people that are going to die from the floods and the volcanoes. Good. Yeah, no, this is not the spawn. Let's go to the 5th one, and then we'll decide which one we take. Finally, we have the 5th spawn, and I would describe this one as just generally unexciting. There's nowhere I could settle where I could get a 2-2 in the capital, and nowhere where I see that I can get 4 yields in my first ring, other than in place and get the 3-1. Excuse me. Other than settle in place and get the 3-1 in the first ring. Spices again, but by now we've gotten used to spices. Like enough woods to chop, that isn't the problem, and potentially for a religion game it's better to be around more woods than rainforest, if you don't get Sacred Path, of course. But this is a fine spawn. Like, if I had to play with what I get and I get this, I won't be angry, but I'm not inspired either. Whereas I was inspired by spawn number 2 and number 3. And I think it's going to be number 2, and if we get deity on that, I'll happily take spawn 3 as well. So let's go back to spawn number 2, and then we'll get going.